What's up? What's up? You have an issue with the password. What seems to be the issue? Structurally, it doesn't work out. Oh, well, tell it to your mother. Happy Friday, guys. Happy freaking Friday. Who's got fun stuff planned this weekend? Anybody? It's going to be beautiful here in Ottawa. We got like 31 degrees Celsius tomorrow. Heading out to a friend of ours' cottage. Yeah. Super excited. Super excited. Work my ass off at the restaurant, baby. That's good stuff, man. You got to get on that grind. That's what it's all about. Run that bag up. At least in my opinion. Okay, what's going on here? Wait a couple minutes, make sure everybody's in. People. Cool. Let's get into some analysis. See what's going on here. Just gonna drink coffee quick. All right, so jump up to Euro US dollar. So for Euro dollar, we were sort of hoping, we come down into here, but we've got bullish order flow happening inside, right? So you can't get away from what's actually happening here, and just get on board with what's happening at the moment and be able to take trades that fit essentially our plan, right? So if I'm looking at this right now, I'm looking at this potentially coming up and taking at least this piece of liquidity out on the euro dollar, and possibly going a little bit higher too, depending what happens here. So let's just go out to our 1 hour. So might have just missed something on the euro dollar. But yeah, just follow order flow, man. I mean, keep things simple. There's no reason to fight what's already happening in the market. Take it until it stops working, right? Until we get some sort of like, this is not a POI for us to trade from anyways, because this low has proven to essentially hold. So until we can kind of figure that out and sort of look at things that opposite side. Sorry, just let me look. Yeah, I'm expecting this to push a little bit higher, to be honest with you. What else we got? Give me 2 seconds here. Just getting my flow charts out. Okay, so GBP. And GBP. Again, bullish order flow, right? Like, I mean, we can't discredit what's going on, and ultimately we don't want to fight what's already happening in the market, right? So looking for potential trades, yeah, obviously, like we'd want to see them come down into the deeper regions of this POI right here, but you can see we're starting to tap into the demand range, potentially see a reaction from there. It's hard to sort of say right this second. But yeah, we'll kind of just be monitoring what happens in and around these areas. Okay, so let's go to gold. Okay. Gold is in bearish order flow. Yeah, I'm looking for gold to come quite a bit deeper, at least take out this week low potentially, even though we've chalked up. Still have to just be very careful around these regions to be able to watch liquidity get taken in the market, and furthermore, be able to target all of this stuff if and when it does, right? So this may be enough sitting across like this to be able to kind of push this higher. But yeah, we're not 100% sure right this second. We have had the realignment that's happened here. So let's have a look at gold actually, because this might be an interesting setup. We have taken out the low, very, very weak breaks. Yeah, this might be something to potentially look at. Oops, 15 demand. The 1 minute. Yeah, reacting to this doji right here underneath liquidity. We have inducement. Might possibly be something in there. Let's see, very weak breaks, right? Just to say wicks. Let's have a look at what's going on a lower time frame here. The initial tap, it gets swept, order flow shift, realign. Yeah, tapping in. Change of character. A lot of nice pieces to the puzzle on gold. Let's go back out and just make sure that we're just make this make sense for us from sort of the higher time frame, working our way down. Okay. Bingo. Underneath inducement. Yeah, there might be a nice play potentially in here. Order flow shift coming back down in. Everything here, liquidated the low, very weak break. Push back up. Sorry guys, just chatting with myself, trying to make this all sort of make sense. Okay, so swipe this. Jock. Jock, 15 jock. And now we've got the here. We've come down in, we've pushed up, we've had a form of liquidity to take in, we've liquidated and then had our order flow shift. Yeah, this might be a good area potentially. Somewhere in here. Let's let this play out a little bit further. We'll get, because right now we're still going against order flow. I usually like to watch like some form of an order flow shift. And then we can start looking for potential trades. Um, 15. So if you look, we're just tapping into this sort of larger, demand range right now. Cool. Yeah, we'll let order flow realign for us, guys. We're not going to rush into anything and pick bottoms. We want to make sure that we are in fact aligned and we're not just forcing out a trade just to get involved. Nothing worse than taking a couple L's on something that you get in a little bit too prematurely. So let's let that order flow shift for us and get that nice refined 1 minute POI. What's everybody got planned for the weekend? Anything? Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Work, day rave. Ooh, who are you going to see? And where are you? Switzerland, cool. Who are you seeing? Beer festival tomorrow. Beautiful, beautiful. Tending plant, maybe doing a wash. Nice. Fishing, awesome. Foam party and jet skis, crazy. Cool, cool. Farmers Coffee meetup, awesome. Gee, just do. Oops. Back testing, put in the work. Good stuff. Don't forget to take some time for yourself too. It's super, super important. It's good to be ambitious and be on the charts, but it's you know, don't forget about how important it is to take time for yourself. One thing we definitely preach here. Burnout is a bitch. Riding horses. Long run and crying because I'm not at Glastonbury. Yeah, fair. Fair reason to cry. Yeah, there's a festival in Ottawa this weekend. We're not going to it. I'm a little too old for it. It's more of a mainstream festival called Escapade. But Deadmau5 is playing tonight, which I'm a little bit sad, to be honest. I would have loved to potentially get involved with going to that, but it is what it is. It's the way she goes sometimes. Just looking around this flip zone to see what's happening here. Mark 2R15. Yeah, you can see the. It looks like this thing wants to dump. Okay, let's have a look. Make this all make sense here. So Deadmau5 a few years ago back. Yeah, I've seen him a few times now. He's he's from Toronto, which is about 5 hours east of Ottawa. So yeah, we like Deadmau5. We like Deadmau5 quite a bit. One thing I needed to check that I didn't check this morning is, oops, let's go to, what am I doing here? Hadn't heard of him till the Ghost Drops event on 420. Dude put on a hell of a show. Sick Kick. No, never heard of Sick Kick. That's oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, you were doing your thing in TO. He's from Toronto too. Cool. Very cool. I have to check that out potentially. Oops. So like I mentioned with the dollar, we can start looking potentially in these areas that like keep breaking, but we just have to be super careful with how much liquidity is kind of forming across these lows. We've just kind of had that liquidation of the high, potentially see some lower pricing down into levels that we could get a reaction from, possibly just below this low, because we did in fact break this pretty weakly. So we might come down to take out the low to be able to fuel a move a little bit higher, potentially. So my POI kind of remains the same for this. Like the really, really high probability areas, obviously down in here somewhere that we'd be ideally looking to get involved. Oops. See what's going on here. Interaction zone. Just playing around, checking some stuff out. Not looking to enter yet. Just having a peek at what we're currently reacting around. Give us a better idea of what the next play could potentially be. That's going to hold at all, but sorry for your process to watch your mouse move around. I'm just like, yeah, I'm pretty chaotic right now, to be honest with you. I haven't really spent a whole lot of time on the charts the last week. I've just been busy with other stuff. So I'm just trying to acquaint myself a little bit and figure out what exactly is happening and what the next move should be. If I had to guess.
So I can ask a question.
Mhm. Reacting in that way. Just want to see what the 5S looks like. Yeah. No rush for that. There's that sweep in for gold. So let's have a quick peek. Come down into the more refined area. And let's get down onto 1 minute. Gold's going to take off. Lots of liquidity to target here. We might have just missed this one. So it happens when you monitor a few different pairs. And yeah, it looks like we're off to the races on gold. Let's see if there was an entry here. So we got the interaction between supply and demand. Induce these lows right here. Yeah, it looks like this is primed to go. No, that's that. Time frames here. So this is that smart money trap by the looks of it, probably come into something along the lines of this. Oops. Okay. I don't really like trading from any of these areas in here, even though it could potentially move. My problem with it is that usually I want to take, like, we haven't broken, like, I know that we're in bullish order flow within the range. But yeah, I'm just a little bit reluctant to get involved. Ideally, I want to see some sort of a liquidation, into, maybe something down in here. Yeah, looks like these highs are going to get taken though. Hard to say right this second. Here's the areas that I'm willing to trade from. Like I said, you can see where my alerts are until these kind of get triggered. I don't really have like a crazy good trade idea that's going to get triggered for me, at least. Ideally, I want to be trading from the edges of the market and not trading in the middle of, just like a random range. So yeah, just going to be sitting tight for the next little bit. Haven't sat on the charts and actually like monitored three pairs collectively. I think this is like the first time I've really done it on a live. It's I don't know where to put my attention. I'm having a hard time. So let's focus on a couple different things here on POIs that I would like to trade from. And 30 for a second. Flow chart out. Start breaking this stuff down. Resets. Lately, I've been trying to pick one or two that I think have potential in the morning. That's how I missed the gold sell yesterday. Yeah, it's pretty chaotic actually monitoring a couple pairs. But I have my alerts sort of set. So like really, the only area that I'm interested in sort of taking positions from would be down in here. But again, we don't know that we're even going to come down that far, but like ideally I want to have that larger take to be able to target bigger areas instead of just target like, playing within some random, bit of price that's kind of sitting within a mid-range liquidity. So yeah, that's fair, man. That's fair. Like I said, it's easier with alerts, but I'm trying to monitor everything right now just because obviously we're all looking at charts together. So yeah, I'm just going to keep my alerts where I would like to trade from ideally. And if and when those, kind of get tagged in, we can evaluate whether or not we want to get involved. So for gold, gold, ideally, you'd want to see something along the lines of, this and then induce this low and then be able to potentially start moving away like that. So till that happens, super interested. So right now my alert on gold would be once this high breaks, like we have gotten the chalk, but we don't have a level of liquidity to take into the POI yet. So not particularly interested right this second. Just looking at GBP and what's going on in here. Let's go to the 10. Yeah. Again, like I would be going against my rules to kind of take positions in here, even though it's pro order flow. Ideally, there's not a whole lot to take from the market. There's that small piece right here, but usually I like to see like a larger sweep and then get involved. Is kind of the way that I like to do things. So looking to? Anything? There's like a random doji. I'm gonna have a sip of my coffee. See that we've taken this, come deeper into this leg. I'm wondering what's going on here. Induced. Gold just took that high. Let's go have a look. Okay, cool. So now what we want to see is something come down into here, get some form of order flow realignment to be able to consider this move. Until that happens, I'm not going to be forcing a position. I want to be able to make sure that we are in fact going to change our order flow, and we can start to figure out whether or not a position is worth getting into. Have the chalk. We do have a potential flip. Could consider. But again, we need a level of liquidity to take for us to be able to get involved. So this is not going to do us too much good. But away she goes. Away she goes. If there was any refined POI that we could have potentially looked for. The refined, is there any 5-second criteria that showed itself? Yeah, this would have been tricky to get into. Like I said, I would love to see this sort of come back down in and then realign for us to be able to get involved. That would be my more ideal setup, but I have to see what ends up happening. Inducement down into refined. So let's put an alert on gold. Back down to our 1 minute. Nice inducement here. Again, it's difficult for me to get involved with these, just knowing how much is resting here. I mean, again, technically we are following order flow, but to get involved with higher probability moves, at least the way that I view these things, I'm not looking to trade every day. I'm looking for those really high turnaround points, and those are usually after a larger take on liquidity. You can just see how this is developed. Had weak breaks. The idea is that eventually what's going to happen is we're going to come and grab this liquidity pocket, and those are the moves that I'm far more interested in taking. So apologize if this is a little bit boring to watch, but it's just kind of stalking prey, right? And just kind of waiting for that best thing to sort of line up, and those really high risk reward trades. And in order to get yourself involved with those and not over trade and create that toxic habit of constantly feeling like you need to be involved in the market, you need to have a plan of attack. You need to know where these areas would come from, and ultimately know how to execute when they do align for you, right? So this would be a counter order flow move based on the fact that bullish order flow, and that would have to break. I would be looking and be a lot more interested in areas like this, if and when they sort of come through. So I know exactly what I'm looking for. I know what areas that, create a lot more value for me to be able to get involved with, again, just higher RR trades, and being able to get involved at reasonable areas and not just random bits of price within internal range liquidity, right? Random spot to trade from. Let's wait for price to reach one of those edges. Yeah, exactly. So, and I often, I should put a note here, but one of the things that constantly weighs in my head is, if this was a 1 minute chart right now, would I have a limit order anywhere in here? Probably not. Probably not. Why would I do it on the 15? Is there R available here? Sure there is. But the real trade comes from here, right? This is that level that we want to be able to take. So again, just kind of my process and how I sort of interpret the data on the charts and why I look at specific areas. So this style of trading, feel like I got my life back after 2 years, fear of leaving that chart because I'm trying to predict which PI will work, set alerts at higher time frame zones and areas of liquidity and just get off with my day. Man, you know what? A lot of people, and you know, I often say this too, like myself included, one of the main reasons why, you know, people start getting involved with potentially getting involved as a full-time trader is not just the money, but it's the freedom that it can provide, right, in your day-to-day life. So what ends up happening is you don't even realize, but you fall victim to being a slave to the charts very, very quickly, especially yeah, like especially once you're getting into like lower time frame stuff, it becomes very, very easy to want to try to capture every single move in the market because there's are available every single day. But yeah, you have to remember that, like, you know, one of the main reasons we get involved with this profession is in fact to be able to acquire the freedom, right, and get back some time. So building a strategy around that and having that at the forefront of your strategy, it's really, really a game changer, right? Because really, you only know how to trade. Your attention span can only go so far, and what I mean by that is, like, you can't capitalize on every impulse in the market. We don't have an entry model for every impulse that happens in the market. We have a very specific idea of what it is that we would like to see at specific areas. And if that doesn't come through, if you trade outside of those parameters, you're just priming yourself for losses. You're priming yourself for over trading. You're priming yourself for revenge trading. It's just not, it's not a sustainable way to you know, become a trader. Really, you have to know what you want to trade and where you'd like to do it from. And oftentimes I kind of lose sight of that within these trading sessions that we have. And it's tough for myself. And the reason I say that is because, quite frankly, I want to be able to trade with you guys to kind of show you what that process looks like. So usually at the beginning of every single session, I'll put myself in a position where I feel like I have to get involved with something to show that we can actually do it together. But I also need to remember that my rules that I literally teach all of you need to need to outweigh the idea of getting into a trade just to get into a trade. So yeah, just don't forget to, you know, stay aligned with what your plan is, aligned with what it is that you view in the market, and don't force anything just because you have an audience, right? And or if you have somebody breathing down your neck. Okay, so XAU has crossed. Let's go have a quick peek at this. Yeah, so again, now that we've tapped in, we want to see, we've got the chalk, we've got liquidity to take, liquidity to target, but we want to be able to see something along the lines of an order flow shift to be able to get involved with probably some form of a buy stop if you're interested in that. Oops, 1 minute. So let's go down onto our lower time frame. Chalk, flip. See, there's not a lot to take yet, but we have taken all of this. So it might have been set up right here. Down into here. You can see how quick these things fucking happen. Let's go to our 1 minute refine zones. we haven't really tapped a refined one just yet, at least the way that I'm viewing it. We've sort of tapped into this overall range, which is obviously a good start. Could potentially give us a nice reaction, but ideally we want to see this sort of get swept into, right? And then from there, we want to see order flow realign to be able to then get involved with pushing price. Tyson, with your trade recap yesterday, you mentioned even though 15-minute trend was bullish on GU, the higher time frame intention and liquidity plus 15-minute order flow was bearish, reading between the lines, which is why you took a sell. Did I understand that right? That's correct. Exactly. You always want to try to play in any sort of circumstance. You always want to play into higher time frame order flow, right? And like, it's a huge reason why we kind of got rid of our counter trend modeling system is just it goes against everything that's already happening within the market. So yeah, yeah, looking at things from that higher time frame to be able to understand like what that move can potentially be, or that next move could potentially be in the market. It's a lot easier to get involved with those ones. That's just sort of how I see it. So for GU right now, like structure is bullish, right? Very, very bullish. Boom, like we've broken through. We've got the realignment. Okay, structure sitting here, but we have bearish order flow within structure. So yeah, like the higher time frame intention is obviously to put in a new low. Now, if we break through this high, right, then we have potentially bullish intention that we could start playing into, as well as potentially down here, right? Down here at the extremes, playing this bullish order flow into potentially expectational order flow highs. But we have to just be mindful of the fact that we have broken structure. We've pulled back into the premium of the leg. We don't want to be taking longs in the premium. We want to be able to see discounted price, right? I'm not sure if it's my end with a lag, but I can't see anything getting drawn up. Everybody else able to see my drawings? Drop a 1 if you're good. Cool. It's on your end, Alex. Where is dude? Should just make sure that this is in fact okay. It's recording. Cool. Takes a lot of discipline to not trade you know, all of these little areas. Yeah, so there you go. This gold probably could have got in there, but yeah, again, just not really rushing into it too much. Yeah, you can see there's your chalk, there's your flip, boom, away we go. Liquidity to take, liquidity to target. Anybody get into that? I always tell people the hardest part of trading is not trading. Yeah, it's the way she goes, man. It's tough to, and I'm one of the things that one of the realizations that I sort of had over the course of even like the last few months is that there's going to be huge positions that happen that literally meet your criteria, but because you're feeling a little bit off, or you're feeling a little bit of pressure, you don't need to be involved. Even if it runs without you, it's not a big deal. You have to feel good about what you're doing. You have to understand what you're doing. You know, these live trading sessions, for me personally, one of the, you know, the hardest parts for, you know, in doing all of these is like the added pressure of people watching, potentially taking your trades. So oftentimes I get really kind of lost in my head, and that'll linger usually on Mondays as well, first day back from the weekend. So it's okay to just kind of stay on the sidelines, kind of spectate, build your case study, all you need is 2 good trades a month, right? A couple good trades per month at areas that you really, really want to trade from. Don't get too lost in internal stuff. You know what I mean? Like we know where liquidity is built up. It's very easy to see where liquidity does get built up in the market. It's just a matter of, very, very simply put, it's just a matter of waiting for the setup to sort of manifest when it does happen, right? And just knowing that it's okay to not be involved with the trade as well, and being able to, yeah, ultimately watch it run without you. Like, trust me, it's kind of like a superpower to not be involved with every single move. Obviously, easier said than done, but yeah, the idea behind it is that you don't need to be involved every day. Take your time, let the things happen that need to happen for you. Like I said, perfect example with, GU, ultimately, like we're in bullish order flow. Chances are this high is going to get taken now, because we just failed to produce new lows. But yeah, like, I mean, until we see a larger take on liquidity, there would be nothing that would really fuel me to get involved. Even though this might take out highs from right here, the idea is that, like, why would I trade from here when it goes against everything that I teach? It goes against everything that I've spent so long kind of developing. Like, this is not a sustainable area for me to trade from, because it just violates what it is that I teach, right? Yes, it's pro order flow, but we didn't have a whole lot to take into this POI, right? Anyways, there's my rant. Discipline is everything, man. Waiting for the setups, you know how to trade. I can't tell you how important it is. It's such a foundational piece in trading. And again, like, I cannot stress it enough. You don't need to trade every impulse in the market. How many people see this right here? This is like, literally see this right here, trading from here. They miss out on this, and then they take bad trades up here at the flip. This comes down, now they take bad trades from here, taking the short, because they want to be involved in everything. You can't be involved in everything. You need to be able to see the bigger picture. Where are trades likely to come from? Where is liquidity built to build a larger position, right? Yes, order flow is bullish, and it might break the high first, but then when it comes back down, you're going to know exactly where to get involved for this bigger move, which we actually know how to trade. So watch, you know what I mean? Like, just let them, like, this is actually really toxic to do these live events, because oftentimes you're going to see moves that kind of move without you, that technically could fit criteria, but the better trades sit underneath these liquid regions, right? So anyways, I'm just kind of rambling at this point. I'm just trying to, like, validate you guys to understand that you don't need to be involved in every single move that happens in the market. There's no reason to do that. Gold coming back. Oh, we're going to induce those lows, right? There's that beautiful POI resting right here. See what happens. We still have an unmitigated wick down here as well. All caps for effect. Love it. Excuse me. Liquidation. Wait for your setup. This is the toughest part, waiting for your criteria. So I would probably, there it is. It's going to go. It's a tough one to get into because the liquidation, let's see if we get, I come back in here. So I'm looking at more of this entire range now, right? We've actually tapped in. See, wait for your actual, I'm not involved, by the way, guys. I'm just measuring stuff out. Let's look at something in here. EU far from the demand zone and no high impact news today. So I guess no trade today. Probably no trade on EU at least. So I'm just going to keep watching this a little bit more attentively. So we get the tap in. Let's put our original range on here. Building, building, building. We want to see something like this, right? Looks like she's going to go. There it goes. Tough to watch, but it's all good. One of the, yeah, so this is probably going to go. And you'll notice, like, we don't quite tap our POI. So depending on how strict you are with your rules, you know what? The move might go without you, right? Personally, if I was by myself, I would have probably looked at this and got in on this bullish engulfing, potentially, but this is going to end up taking off on us. Could look to possibly play in here. Still haven't tapped our POI though. So I would probably, yeah, like I said, I would either be involved on this bullish engulfing, knowing that we're basically right there. We've liquidated and we have tons of liquidity pushing us higher, higher, higher. We've already induced a low, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of contributing factors to be able to kind of pull trigger on this. And again, I'm okay with taking a potential short-term L to be able to get into a higher risk reward move. The only thing I don't like about this is we don't have any point of liquidity to take into the actual flip itself. Who's where are we? Maddie, Harrison, you guys get involved anywhere in here yet? Yeah, I was waiting. Yeah, like I said, I would probably had a hoping that's a trap. I don't think it's going to be a trap. It's tough to say, but yeah, there's your flip. see what that would look like. Trade the plan. That's right. Call. Order flow shift. Market's not perfect either, guys. So just remember that, like, you can look at these bigger POIs, understand that this entire area is where demand kicked in. We've got the tap in, the inducement. This is good to go. I tried to play that flip, didn't get filled, crossed my order, but no fill. Isn't that the worst? That's why I like using buy and sell stops a little bit more. Here we go. Possibly get filled here. We could potentially come into. I'm not in this trade, by the way, guys. I'm just kind of map things out. There we go. We've got the tap into our actual POI now. Let's see if we can build criteria. If it doesn't hold, it doesn't hold. There we go. Patience favors the bold. Oops, I don't even know if that's the same. Sure if that's going to hold or not, but it's trading criteria. So technically, yeah, probably on a lower time frame, you can see maybe a chalk in here, but ideally what you really want to see here is so we get the tap in, we get the sweep, you get the chalk, and then you get the flip, right? So we've swept into the POI, but we want to be able to make sure order flow realigns for us, right? Liquidation, probably be looking to get involved on a sell stop or a buy stop, maybe just above here. I know this moves fast, so I'm just trying to belt things out as I'm thinking them. But yeah, something along the lines of sitting just above this level for my buy stop would be my ideal sort of setup here. There we go, liquidate the low. And then same thing, I would probably have a buy stop sitting. see what that. Still have this unmitigated area down here as well. Just playing with us. Spread be wild on fusion. I wonder if the plus 16 on gold. There we go. So what I got filled there. Potentially. And that's how she goes, just like that. Because we've swept, the idea is that we shouldn't really come back down in this region. If you wanted to manage aggressively, you definitely could. You don't need to keep your stop wide open. The theory with sweeps is that if we sweep, we should just be taking off, right? Because if we've taken the last bit of liquidity underneath here, this should just move away from your entry. There's no reason for it to really trickle back. See what happens. See what happens here. Level of liquidity to take. Acts as inducement, sweep in, bullish engulfing, another potential. Again, I'm not in any of these trades. I'm just watching it. Ideally, I want to see order flow sort of realign for me to be able to understand that this is in fact going to hold. And there she goes. Let's see this. Let's see this gold move. Show us the money. What targets here? Just a second. Cool. Bueno, anybody get in? Good man. Be mindful how you manage. That's all. Just be careful. When criteria is met, pull the fucking trigger, man. Get scared. No sense being scared of losses because they're a part of it. Took a couple L's to get there, though. Could have been more selective on the entry. We take this next high, and I'm in just on demo. As it's not my pair, was just seeing criteria play out live and getting used to executing. Awesome, man. That's what this is for. That's the whole reason we do this. Just to build muscle memory, just to kind of show you that process, be able to get involved, what that narrative looks like, what the thought process would look like and sound like. I used to tell people this all the fucking time when I used to host master classes. I will oftentimes talk to myself throughout the entire trading session when there's a trade lining up, just so that I'm fully aware of what's happening and I'm able to like make rational decisions based off of what I'm talking about. And it's also a huge part of the reason why I teach what I teach, is because it holds me accountable to my plan. It's super important, super important. Don't just sit there letting your head get clouded with a bunch of different thoughts. You ideally want to create a narrative, create a story from the top all the way down. And I asked Ty, any difference in the 5S to the 15S for entry mate? Honestly, man, 5S is my preferred. It doesn't, yeah, it's ideally you're going to want to have like a decent amount of spacing between like the 1 minute and the 15 seconds. So I believe that's only 15 second. You're only cutting that into fourths. So yeah, personally, I like to use the 5 second. Just gives me a little bit more details for understanding liquidity on the lower time frame, where there's liquidity to take from the market to be able to facilitate our order. Yeah, it just gives a little bit more detail. That's all. It's one of those things where it doesn't need to, resonate with you. I mean, if the 15 seconds serves you fine, by all means. But yeah, I learned on the 5 second, and it's just something that that makes more sense for me, just especially with understanding the details of liquidity. So here, I'll just show you the difference, right? So if you look at this, right, and let's say you wanted to play this move, right? You wanted to play this exact move off of the extreme. Well, the problem with this is that if we have no level of liquidity to take, it looks like this is already mitigated. So you might have gotten involved with something like this on this flip and maybe just covered this. Maybe you didn't cover the low and then you get wicked out. But if you go over to like a 5 second, you're able to see that there is a flip zone, right, sitting in here that can be used as inducement into our level, right? So just little details like that for me, it helps me out a lot to understand what the market is trying to do, where it's trying to grab an order from. Yeah. So for me, it's just more beneficial to use the 5 second. It does move really quick. But yeah, creating the narrative and understanding where those little liquid regions are has been foundational in being able to understand my lower time frame stuff. So yeah, 5 second for me is something I value a lot more than the 15 second. Again, just personal preference. All right. So times like this, if I'm being honest, I'm probably moving over to break even, very close to. Can't get over these spreads. What's everyone getting on gold? I'm anywhere. So right now my gold spread is 16 for me right now. Yeah, consistently around 16 to 20. Eight cap. Who you? So is it eight cap your broker, or is it Blueberry that you're using? Cash. Cool. Yeah, my personals with Blueberry, but it's all their liquidity provider is eight cap, and I fucking love that account. Yeah, 16 pips on, or sorry, 1.6 pips is what it technically is. It's 16 pipettes. Yeah, cool. Yeah, so let's talk about some management. I think that's like the next important thing to start to look at. So manage this accordingly, of course, with break evens and stuff. But if you look, just at how this is developed and where we sort of sit. Somebody want to tell me what area is weak? Obviously, there's a couple, but if you were to look at gold right now, you're in at this absolutely beautifully discounted area. I would say that at least this high, if not Matty G's high right there, right? So I would hold this with some volume with no real issues into here. And then furthermore, I would be targeting the next supply region, which is potentially up here, right? So that's a 83R trade that you can potentially be involved in with very, very limited risk. Of course, if this plays out from here, that's kind of the first piece of the pie. It's having a hard time getting through this little hump, but funded trader uses 8cap as the broker. Yeah. I think they got some issues with EAs though. I don't think you can. Yeah, I don't think you can use EAs with them, which is kind of like a deal breaker for me personally. So any of your trade management software or hardware, I don't think you can use with the funded trader. I don't know about those guys, to be honest. I'm sure they're decent, but yeah, like for me personally, like I need to be using Trade Assistant or Magic Keys. I can't go without that. It's just a staple for me. 50R or break even. Balls to the walls, buddy. Work your ass off waiting for these fucking trades. Let them play. You know what I mean? You got liquidity built in fucking every goddamn direction for this move. Don't be scared to trade it. Just kidding, man. I'm a bit of a degen when it comes to doing this stuff. So don't listen to me. I oftentimes will have a position run 30, 40K in profit, and my ego gets the best of me sometimes, and I'll get taken out at fucking break even. Believe it or not, but it's the way she goes. Is E8 okay with trading assistant and trader social tool? Yes, no issues whatsoever. They have virtually no limitations to what you can do. Yeah, it's a really, really great platform. I really can't really speak highly enough about it. The only thing that I was a little bit worried about sort of doing with them is getting the payout, especially because it was quite a large amount. But yeah, I mean, they pulled through. It literally touched down in my bank account yesterday. So in terms of like their rules and how their entire system operates, I think it's a fucking fantastic system. Their dashboard is a dream to use. Yeah, Yeah, I'm working on the affiliate link. I'm also going to be giving away a 50K account a little bit later on today. We'll probably do it during the case study building session. And yeah, it's gonna be pretty sweet. Don't forget, guys, get your case studies, get your trade recaps. Would love to post somebody's trade recap from today on gold. If they want to do some really nice, fancy markups, do some nice annotations. Anybody who's taken this position, I would love, love, love to showcase it on our page. Preferably with an MT4 screenshot, not completely required, but if you have it, it just adds a layer of credibility, man. You have a large audience, no way they were going to fuck with your withdrawal. Yeah, I know. It's kind of my thoughts too, but man, you never know. You know what I mean? Like there's stranger things that happen in this world, and yeah, I just wanted to make sure that like I really love their like I don't know if anybody's played around with their dashboard yet, but like it is just it's dreamy. It's such a cool system. I love their leaderboard system too. Um, yeah. Anyways, big E8 fanboy here. Yeah, this gold trade is a fucking bomb. Beautiful, fucking just gorgeous. Elevate. Yeah, I didn't do the Elevate program. I just did their regular single day or no limited or no max or no minimum trading days. Holy fuck, man. I'm gonna need somebody to write scripts for me. I can't even speak anymore. Yeah, let me know how that goes. Be interested. You know, they have a pretty cool scaling program with that. I don't know all the details, but all right. 4 hours in my fractal market journey. Awesome and happy to be a part. Awesome, dude. Yeah. I mean, we just do our thing over here. We try to keep it as calm and collected as possible during the live trading sessions. And oftentimes I don't really take trades because you know, obviously there's an added layer of accountability, but I like to just kind of show where positions make sense to take them from. And yeah, we just move as a unit, right? And just kind of decipher the market in the best way we possibly can. And that's it, man. Keep things simple. There's no, like, if your heart rate is moving up, I mean, we're doing it wrong. We're trying to keep things as simple as possible. And yeah, there's no reason to do it any other way. You guys ever try? Find it helps me focus. I've never even heard of that, bro. Honestly, L-theanine. Thionine is that? I think that's how you say that. I have never. It's in tea. Cool, cool. Um, yeah, no, I've never tried that. We've. I shouldn't even say this, but yeah, maybe I won't. Tried a couple different herbal remedies, is what I will say, for focus. Um, we've it's not a big deal. I mean, yeah, I mean we've dabbled with the microdosing psilocybin, and yeah, I don't think it's a big deal. I mean, we're all adults here. Everybody's had their time. It was, yeah, it was fantastic. To be honest with you, um, elevated mood was one of the big things that I noticed. Focus, like a little bit later on, like in the actual how do I say this? You do kind of come up from it a little wee bit. It is not intense by any means, but you do kind of feel a little bit outside of your body for for a brief moment. So I feel like once you kind of you know, collect your thoughts and just kind of get back to reality a little bit and just realize that it's meant to help. I did notice my focus did go up a little bit, but what I really noticed was just my overall mood and well-being just kind of brightening up. So we had done it for about 6 weeks. Could have probably went quite a bit longer with it, to be honest with you. There's no real dangers with it, at least that we know of. Um, but yeah, it was a fantastic little experiment. I would say anybody who's never sort of dabbled with it, yeah, with the right dosage, we were doing I think there were 200 milligram doses. So, the entry level, or if you've never sort of dabbled with anything like that before, I believe there's 100 milligram options as well. Yeah, like I said, it was fantastic. It was a little weird the first time, but um, yeah. Anyways, 2 grams each. My microdose. How much were you doing? Yeah, so I was doing like we had a couple different packages that we had gotten. We had gotten the 100 milligrams, we had gotten the 200 milligrams, and we'd also gotten the 500s, which in the 500s, again, without giving too much away here, yeah, we like it was a little bit more. It was a little bit more of like a hold on, and yeah, it did something kind of deal, but yeah, it's kind of awkward talking about this. I hope everybody's like, yeah, comfortable talking about this at least, but it is what it is. Keep it real, right? Yeah, it's definitely worth checking out. A lot of a lot of people really benefit from it. So you could potentially be one of those people. Haven't tried it for trading, but may give it a go. Yeah, I would suggest if you are going to do it for trading, and I was trading with it as well, and I was actually really focused at the time. Now that I'm thinking about it, one of the main things I would say is that you need to take it several hours beforehand. I'm talking like ideally you would want to take that. I would say at least 3 hours before, at least 3 hours before, to really be able to like kind of regain focus and like, yeah, get reacquainted with your thoughts. Yeah, it's not intense. It's just you'll notice a difference with how you process things. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. I've read some studies seem pretty legit. For anyone interested in this field of medical research, awesome, cool. I'm happy this is like a half decent topic. I think it's super interesting. I think mushrooms are a really interesting substance. First part of foundation course dropping this week. So we're going to be setting it. I don't want to release any of the foundation course. I've been kind of thinking about this, and I don't really want to release too much more of the like I might do the liquidity concepts one and I'll release it maybe this weekend. But the foundation one, I don't want to have publicly on the Discord. We're going to have a members portal on our website that'll be launched in hopefully a few weeks time. So I just don't want it to be out in the open and easily duplicated. As I'm sure you guys know, we've got all kinds of people that scam our system and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm just going to allow that to get built out on the website, and that's where it's going to get released. I think it's just a safer avenue to kind of protect our intellectual property. So hopefully you guys understand. Fantastic Fungi, is that the one on Netflix? Oh yeah, no, everybody's using our terminology, and it's ironic because a lot of these people were in the community at the very beginning as well. So yeah, it's all good, man. It is what it is. It just means our system is something that's worth teaching. It is what it is, man. Like I'm not stressed about it, and the difference between and again, not to put me on a pedestal or anything, but the difference between myself and a lot of other people that run communities, nobody specifically, is that I'm actually a trader. You know what I mean? This is not something that, I don't run a community to, make all of my money. That's not how I operate. I basically run a community so that I can hold myself accountable to my trade system. And that's the difference, right? So it's a lot easier to teach these concepts and be a lot more fluent with these concepts because I'm the one that's designed them, right? So it's the way she goes. People need to understand the sauces in the community and not entirely. Yeah, well, and like that's the thing, right? Is a lot of people think that, just because you have a strategy that you're all of a sudden just going to be able to be a trader, and that's, it couldn't be further from the truth. If you don't have somebody holding you accountable to that strategy day in, day out, day in, day out, you can have a really fucking hard time to apply it, because if you don't understand how that person thinks and how they think in terms of the actual strategy itself and how they maneuver it around all these different things, it's just a very difficult thing to what am I trying to say here? Very, very difficult thing to sort of learn on your own, right? I know we don't mention communities, but I've seen people now moving over from structure is king to moving to a liquidity concept as the main element of the strategy. It's always been the main element for me. Liquidity is if you don't understand where it's built up in the market, structure doesn't mean anything, because structural sweeps happen all the fucking time, all the fucking time. Yeah, and I think a lot of people weigh a lot of things into structure, but they don't understand how to map it correctly in relation to your trade idea. So yeah, that's just my personal thoughts. I mean, it is what it is. Take that with a grain of salt. I'm not here to, yeah, like I said, blow smoke up anybody's ass. It's just that's the way that I do things. Well, that gold ended up getting taken. True swing and no yeah, like true swing, man. Like so many people just get, absolutely clocked with every single higher high and lower low is a swing point. And like, man, like it's couldn't be further from the truth. It's you have to understand relative to your trade idea as well, right? Took me 2 years to see liquidity as an element in itself and how to tie the story together with the market is thanks to you. Amazing, man. Amazing. Yeah, we had all sorts of liquidity built across the lows. It looked like it was building strong lows, but hey, we played the reaction and ultimately protected the risk, and that's what it's all about, man. All right. There we go. We're in the deeper portions of that POI now. Right, liquidity to take in, and now we can maybe start to build out a better picture. If you look at this, I believe if we zoom in, we've got this guy right here that we're sort of reacting to now. So now just wait for the next bit of criteria to build itself, right? Can't be taking sells this deep in the leg, right? Our sells came from up here. Failed to create. Order flow realigned, liquidated the low. Is what it is. What's going on with EU here? Did we see? We didn't get a 15-minute though. Reacting. Let's see if order flow realigns. I'm not sure what you're asking, AJ. Supply? Yeah, it's reacting to supply. That's why. So ultimately, now what we would look for is we'd need to see some form of an alignment to show that we've broken supply to be able to then take this up, right?
No, I was just saying I just took a cheeky little sell just here. That's all. Well, very small position because I'm literally just trying to like train my eyes to see certain things. But yeah, just right here. 12 pips only. Can you hear me?
Is my, for some reason, all the sound is gone. Can you guys hear me now? Sorry, I was just watching something else, my bad. can hear you, but you can't hear. Oh, my bad, bro. My volume is off. Sorry, dude. There we go. Go ahead again. Sorry, dude. I'm not trying to ignore you. Oops. All right, I can't hear anything. I'm not sure if AJ is talking or not, but
Oh no, I just went off and came back on because I couldn't hear anything.
oh, my bad, bro. My bad. So you were asking about this supply, right?
Yeah, yeah. I was just saying I just took a very small position there. That's all.
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
about 12 pips.
yeah. I mean, you got the sweep, possibly take this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in bullish or yeah, yeah. I mean, logical. Logical. I'm not I'm waiting to see what happens here personally. That's more the trade that I would potentially want to go after. Liquidity to take, right? Liquidity to target. Go have a look at GU as well. Reaction to supply. Oops. What am I doing? That's not what I meant to do. My bad. Goodbye. Let's fucking go. Fuck. Oh man, I need another coffee. Is what I need. Fucking half asleep here. What else we got? With gold, you see that nice liquidation into the zone. Let's see if there's anything that came to be with gold. That's probably going to be the fuel to actually do the move. Liquidity to take. Hitting a perfect 1 minute. Did you get involved? Lots of stuff to fucking balance right now. Holy fuck, man. It's a pain in the ass. Pretty textbook. Oh yeah. Nice. See if that's enough fuel. One break even on the day. Valid area, obviously a big liquidity pocket that the market wanted to fill. It is what it is. It's the way she goes. There it goes, man. Fucking gold. Amazing. Yeah, this is gonna fucking fly. Little too early. Little too early. Played criteria though, and that's all we can fucking do. $15. Oh yeah, beautiful. She going. She is going to go way the fuck up, I think, from here. So what I want to see, how many people we got in here? 31 people. 31 fucking people. Tell you what, if 31 people, no, I shouldn't say this. Yeah, 31 people do a case study around this and whether or not there was an entry, I'll give away another 10K account on E8 if I get 31 case studies. It doesn't, not even necessarily about this one. If you do a case study around anything that happened today, how's that? Okay. You got into EU. Beauty. Beauty. Nice play. Yeah, I saw the buy stop on gold as well. So listen, 31 people in here right now. If 31 people do a case study today, not necessarily around gold, but around any play that they've taken or that they see fit for our plan, okay, with pro trend, pro order flow. If you've taken something that makes sense, I'm going to give away another E8 account. I'll do a 25K. Instead of a 10K, I'll do a 25K, and then I'm also going to give away an E8, and this will be out of my own personal personal account. I'll be just giving that away to anybody who wanted to get involved to do this. So all 31 people, there needs to be 31 case studies done or trade recaps done today, and I will give that away on Sunday. Okay, if it's not done today, then I'm not going to give anything away. Cool. Let's get involved. I'm going to let everybody go. To be honest, the play might have happened in here for you. Like I said, I'm always waiting for that higher time frame play after a bigger take on liquidity. That's just the way that I roll. But yeah, I'm going to, by midnight EST, go to work. Someone screen grab the participants so we know who has it and who doesn't. Okay, let me just go and do that right now. Participants. Oops. Command Shift 4. Okay. Boom. And Command Shift 4. Oops. There we go. Done. Everything's screenshotted. Cool. Get it done. I'm out of here. I'm going to enjoy my day. It's fucking going to be like 30 degrees today. I'm going to go enjoy myself. So I will see you guys at 12 to do case studies around this. My suggestion to you is there's all kinds of opportunity for you guys to potentially get free funded accounts. I'm willing to obviously do this stuff once in a while for you guys. I'm in a pretty generous mood with everything that's happened over the course of the last couple of weeks. Take advantage, man. It's not going to happen all the time. Enjoy your day. We'll see you guys in a couple hours.